I remember looking at one of them, thinking, wow, she's just a magnificent looking animal. It's only 3 meters long. It didn't have a mark on it.
Imagine a 9-foot great white shark, king of the ocean, vanishing in a gulp. What could eat such a beast? Scientists have a wild story from 2003 that'll make you question everything, especially if Joe Rogan ever gets wind of it. Ready to dive into this underwater mystery? The 2003 Shark Mystery Unveiled. Picture this. It's 2003 off Australia's rugged coast, and a team of scientists is buzzing with excitement. They've just tagged a 9-foot female great white shark. Sleek, powerful, a real ocean predator. The plan? Track her moves, learn her habits. She's swimming along, minding her business when 4 months later, bam, the tag washes up on a beach 2.5 miles away. No shark, just the tag, blinking with some crazy data. What happened out there? The researchers, scratching their heads, dig into the details. This wasn't just a tag malfunction. Something big went down, literally. The great white, a creature built over millions of years to rule the seas, didn't lose her tag in a casual swim. No, the data screamed something wilder. She'd been eaten, whole, like a snack for something way bigger. Cue the chills, right? The story gets legs when filmmaker Dave Riggs steps in. He's part of the team, and later he helps make a documentary called The Search for the Ocean's Super Predator. Dave's reaction says it all. When I first heard about the data from that tag, I was blown away. You can almost hear his jaw hit the floor. The tag wasn't just floating around. It had a tale to tell, and it wasn't pretty. So, what's the deal? The scientists figure it's another great white shark behind this. Not just any shark, though. A monster, maybe 16 feet long, tipping the scales at over 2 tons. That's not your average beach sighting. They're talking about a beast so massive it could scarf down a 9-footer like it's a fish stick. The idea came from studying big great whites in the area, ones known to migrate through those waters. But here's where it gets dicey. Great whites don't usually eat each other whole. Sure, they might scrap over territory or accidentally nip one another, like that 2019 mix-up over bait, but swallowing a 9-foot shark, that's next level. Some folks aren't buying it. They're like, hold up, where's the proof? No one's ever filmed a great white chowing down on another that size. It's not like they're out there hosting shark-on-shark buffet nights.
What's believed to be the biggest great white shark ever caught on camera, and it's as terrifying as it is awe-inspiring.
The biggest great white ever caught, a monster nicknamed Deep Blue, clocks in at over 20 feet, and even she's not known for eating her own kind. So, was this a freak event? A one-off where nature went rogue? The debate's still alive, and it's got people hooked. Back to that beach moment, finding the tag was like stumbling on a crime scene. The shark didn't just vanish, something dragged her down into the deep, dark unknown. The documentary paints it vivid, a shadowy figure in the water, jaws wide, ending her reign in one gulp. It's the kind of thing that makes you wonder what else is lurking out there, waiting to surprise us. And yeah, it's got a bit of that Jaws vibe, except this time, the sequel's real. This wasn't some random guess either. The team had solid clues, piecing together a puzzle from the ocean's depths. But it leaves you asking, how big does a shark have to get to pull this off? And why her? Was she in the wrong place at the wrong time? Or is this more common than we think? It's a mystery that's stuck around, keeping us guessing over 20 years later. What the tag data really tells us. All right, let's geek out on the nitty-gritty, the tag data itself. When that 9-foot great white's tag washed up in 2003, it wasn't just a piece of junk. It was a tiny detective spilling secrets from the deep. The numbers? A sudden drop to 1,902 feet, way deeper than a great white usually swims, plus a temperature jump from a chilly 46 degrees Fahrenheit to a toasty 78 degrees Fahrenheit. That's not normal shark behavior. It's more like a trip inside something's belly. Here's how it breaks down. Great whites like to cruise near the surface, hunting seals or fish, rarely diving super deep unless they're chasing something weird. That plunge to nearly 2,000 feet? It's like she got yanked into the abyss. And the temperature spike, 46 degrees Fahrenheit, is ocean water, but 78 degrees Fahrenheit? That's closer to what you'd find inside a big predator's gut. Scientists ran the numbers and said, yep, she got eaten. The tag stayed warm for 8 days before popping up on shore, probably after the predator spit it out or, passed it. What's wild is how fast it happened. 1 minute she's swimming, next minute, gone. The tag's depth sensor caught it all in real time like a black box from a plane crash. Researchers matched that warm temp to the body heat of a massive great white, one of those giants that roam Australia's waters. They figured only something that big could generate that kind of heat and depth combo. But could it really swallow her whole? Think about it. A 9-foot shark isn't small. She's got heft, teeth, attitude. For something to gulp her down, it'd need a mouth like a garage door. A 16-footer might do it, jaws unhinging like a snake's. But it's still a stretch, pun intended. Critics say maybe the tag just got bitten off, stuck to the bigger shark somehow. But that doesn't explain the steady warmth for days. It's more like she took a one-way trip through a digestive tract. This data's gold for shark nerds. It's rare to get such a front-row seat to nature's chaos. The tag wasn't some cheap gadget. It was built to track, record, survive. And it did, giving us a snapshot of a moment we'd never see otherwise. Ever wonder what it's like to be lunch for a sea monster? This is as close as we get without jumping in ourselves. Still, it's not airtight. Some ask, what if it was something else? A giant squid, maybe? They're down there, lurking in the deep. But squid don't have warm insides like that. More on them later. The great white theory holds because it fits the local scene. Big sharks known to roam, occasionally acting wild. It's not perfect, but it's the best guess we've got. Gigantism in great whites, fact or theory? So could a great white shark really grow big enough to eat a 9-footer whole? That's where gigantism comes in. A theory that's half science, half, whoa, dude. The 2003 case points to a shark over 16 feet, maybe even 20, with some heft behind it. But is that realistic, or are we just hyping up a fishtail? Great whites already get pretty huge. Females especially can hit 15 to 20 feet and weigh up to 5,000 pounds. Deep blue, spotted off Hawaii, is a famous example. Over 20 feet, a real tank of a shark. Scientists say size like that comes from age and good eating. Not some mutant gene, but gigantism. That's when an animal grows way beyond normal, sometimes due to hormones or environment. In sharks, it's rare but not impossible. The 2003 predator, pegged at 16 feet plus, might have been one of these outliers. Australia's waters are a buffet: seals, fish, whales. And a shark gorging there could pack on serious size. Add a few decades of life, and you've got a contender. The researchers tossed out gigantism because a regular big shark might not cut it for swallowing a 9-footer whole. They're thinking this one was a freak, a Jaws on steroids type. But here's the catch. We've never caught a great white much over 20 feet. Fishermen's tales of 25-footers float around. Australians swear they've seen them, but science needs proof. The biggest on record, hauled in back in the 1940s, was just shy of 21 feet. So, a 16-footer eating a 9-footer? Doable, maybe. A 20-footer? Still within reason. Beyond that, we're in cryptozoology territory. Cool to think about, tough to prove. Gigantism happens elsewhere. Think giant squid, growing to 46 feet, or prehistoric megalodons, those 60-foot nightmares. For great whites, it could be a fluke. A shark born bigger, living longer, eating more. Hormones might play a role, like in humans with gigantism. But shark biology's trickier to pin down. No one's found a pituitary tumor in a great white yet, thank goodness. Skeptics say we don't need gigantism to explain this. A healthy 16-footer could have done it. No special condition required. They're built like torpedoes. Muscle, teeth, power. Swallowing a smaller shark might just take the right angle, and a bad day for the little guy. Ever seen a python take down a deer? Same vibe. Stretchy jaws, big appetite. Still, the idea's got legs. If gigantism's real in great whites, it changes the game. Apex predators getting supersized? That's a whole new level of ocean scary. For now, it's a theory with some juice. Backed by the tag data, but waiting on more evidence. What do you think? Monster shark or just a big eater? Squid versus shark. Deep sea battles. Now let's switch gears. Could something else have nabbed that 9-footer? Enter the squid, the ocean's sneaky heavyweight. Research off Baja, California spills some wild facts. Great white sharks aren't always the top dogs. Over 5 years, scientists checked out 14 great whites near Isla Guadalupe and found scars and sucker marks all over their heads. Yep, massive squids are throwing punches down there. These aren't your calamari buddies. We're talking jumbo squid, neon flying squid, even giant squid, some hitting 46 feet with tentacles like nightmares. The scars tell a story of deep-sea brawls, likely in the Twilight Zone, that murky layer 650 to 3,300 feet down, where sunlight's a memory. Picture it. A great white cruising for a meal. Then bam, a squid latches on, suckers digging in, beak snapping. The evidence is solid. From 2008 to 2019, those 14 sharks showed fresh wounds, especially the younger ones. Researchers think the squids are fighting back, not hunting, defending themselves with those crazy arms. A squid's suction can rip up a shark's skin, leaving marks that heal into scars. It's not dinner, it's a street fight. Could a squid have eaten our 2003 shark? Probably not. Giant squid are huge, but they don't have warm guts like the tag data showed. 78 degrees Fahrenheit is shark territory, not squid. Plus, they're more likely to shred prey than swallow it whole. That said, these Baja battles prove great whites aren't invincible. A jumbo squid, say 6 feet long, could mess one up bad. Ever seen those deep-sea fishing shows? Squids are scrappy. The location's key. Isla Guadalupe is a hotspot for both species. Sharks come for seals. Squids hang out in the depths. When paths cross, it's on. The Twilight Zone's perfect for this. Dark, cold, full of weirdos. Scientists guess most fights happen when a shark tries to eat a squid, and the squid's like, "Not today, buddy." Those sucker marks? Badges of survival. This isn't just cool trivia. It flips the script. Great whites as prey. That's a twist. Sure, they're not getting eaten, but they're taking hits. The biggest squid, the giant, could theoretically tangle with a 9-footer, though it's rare. More likely, it's the smaller, feisty ones leaving their mark. Either way, it's a reminder. The ocean's got layers we're still figuring out. Imagine being a shark in that mess. Teeth versus tentacles, power versus grip. Who'd you bet on? The scars say it's a draw, at least sometimes. For our 2003 mystery, squid's off the hook. But this research keeps the what else is out there vibe alive. Next time you're at the beach, maybe give the deep end a second thought. Joe Rogan's Take on Ocean Giants.
Yeah, there's just something about sharks, too. I mean, they're, to me, one of the most terrifying things.
So where's Joe Rogan in all this? The guy's a podcast legend, always digging into wild stuff, UFOs, MMA, nature. He hasn't tackled the 2003 shark mystery or those squid scars directly, but he's got a soft spot for great whites. You can bet he'd geek out if this hit his radar. Take his reaction to a 25-foot great white off Martha's Vineyard. On the Joe Rogan Experience, he's watching footage, eyes wide, going, "That's a monster, man. That's a real-life Jaws." You can hear the kid in him, awed, a little spooked. He's not wrong. A shark that size is a force. If he knew one might have eaten a 9-footer, he'd probably lose it. "What's next, sharks eating whales?" he'd say, half joking. Another time, chatting with Peter Attia, he dives into shark attacks. They're riffing on how these beasts hunt. Silent, fast, brutal. Joe's all about the raw power, saying stuff like, "The ocean's a different world, man. It's chaos down there." He's not dissecting tag data, but you can tell he's hooked on the mystery. That 2003 story, it's right up his alley. Science meets holy crap moment. Joe's platform thrives on this. He's had marine biologists on, like Forrest Galante, talking predators, ecosystems, weird finds. He hasn't hit this exact topic, but the vibe's there. Imagine him leaning into the mic. "So you're telling me a bigger shark ate it whole? And squids are fighting back? That's insane." He'd drag it out, pulling every detail from a guest. Why hasn't he yet? Maybe it's timing. The 2003 case popped up in a 2013 doc, but it's not mainstream buzz. Squid scars are newer, niche research. Joe's more likely to react to viral clips, like that Martha's Vineyard monster, than deep dive studies. Still, his fans on X chatter about sharks plenty. One dude posted, "Joe needs to talk about that cannibal shark thing." He might someday. For now, Joe's shark love is broad. Size, power, danger. He's not wrong to be obsessed. They're nature's rock stars. If he ever links this mystery to his show, expect a wild ride. Him pacing, laughing. Bro, the ocean's nuts. It'd fit his style. Real info, casual delivery, just enough what if to keep you listening. Other wild shark encounters. This 2003 case isn't alone. Sharks pull off crazy stunts all the time. Let's roam the oceans for some real gems, keeping it fresh and tied to that "what ate it" vibe. No repeats, just jaw-dropping moments. Off South Africa in 2017, a 10-foot great white washed up. Liver gone, precise bite marks. Experts pointed to orcas. Killer whales are slick. They flip sharks over, stun them, then snag the good stuff. A witness said it was surgical, like they knew exactly what they wanted. Could orcas take a 9-footer whole? Maybe not, but they're in the game. Then there's Hawaii, 2019. Divers spot Deep Blue, that 20-foot legend, chowing on a whale carcass. She's massive, gentle with the humans nearby, but you can see the power. If she crossed a smaller great white, who's winning? No record of it, but she's proof giants exist, maybe cousins to our 2003 culprit.
I know you do this for a living, but this had to be the moment of your life.
Absolutely breathtaking, heart-melting, overjoyed to be approached by this big, beautiful, massive.
Back in 1997, off California, a fisherman hauls up a 12-foot great white, stomach split. A 6-foot salmon shark spilling out. Not a great white eating a great white, but close. Sharks eating sharks isn't new. They're opportunistic. That 9-footer might have just met a hungrier relative. Fast forward to 2021 New Zealand. A drone catches 2 great whites scrapping over a seal. No cannibalism, just turf war. Blood in the water, thrashing tails. It's rare, but it happens. Makes you wonder if our mystery shark stumbled into a bad fight. Only this time, it didn't swim away. And don't sleep on the deep. In 2018, a NOAA sub off Hawaii films a 15-foot great white circling at 1,000 feet. Way deeper than usual. Something lured it down. Prey? Curiosity? If it can handle that depth, maybe our tagged shark wasn't alone down there. The ocean's full of surprises. These stories show sharks aren't just lone hunters. They clash, eat, adapt. The 2003 incident fits a pattern of nature going off script. Orcas, rival sharks, deep-sea weirdness. It's all real, all documented. Ever think you'd see a shark lose a round? Me neither, but it's out there. So, a 9-foot great white got eaten by a bigger shark or something wilder? Squid scars, Joe Rogan's shark obsession, and freaky encounters say the ocean's still hiding stuff. What's next? Megalodon's comeback. Dive in, keep wondering. The deep's got more secrets to spill.